take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome, race fans. Tonight we kick off the season for the Ohio IndyCar League at Kansas for 120 laps. They are in the IR-18, folks. This is the Kansas Cowardly Lion 120. Now, some notes here brought down to me before I went live. It was earlier in the day. Doug Kennedy, the owner of this league, they did extend practice and qualifying for some drivers who may be a little late, which is all, it's all fine with me, Doug, man. You gotta do what you gotta do, bud. But they are here at Kansas, so it should be a great race indeed. There are a few drivers here tonight in the lobby already. I'm showing 8 drivers so far. They're expecting about maybe 10 to 12, hopefully. But this is, Kansas. These cars do go very, very fast. So it all depends on who is able to show up here. No points to go over because, like I said, folks, this is the first race. But we do have some information about the league to go through. Of course, we won't go through all of it in the beginning here, but we will go through some of it. This is a 9-month season, folks. They race the second Saturday of each month, so 9 races over the course of 9 months. Right now, like I said, this will be the first race of that 9-month tenure. But over time, folks, they will get more drivers here. Now, Doug and the admins, and Doug is the owner, Doug Kennedy here. Let me see if I can get a better view of his car for everybody. The number 88 yellow machine right there, that is the owner of the Ohio IndyCar League. Now, he has opened it up to anybody who wants to join. It just isn't Ohio anymore, ladies and gentlemen. This is to anybody who wants to join. Now, with that being said, folks, there's only 33 maximum drivers going to be per race. So, let's say they have, 55, only 33 drivers are going to be able to enter the lobby. So, it'll be coming down to qualifying at that present time. Of course, they do have a fee here Doug has implemented a $10 a race purse. Now, the reason being, folks, is because that $10 goes toward payouts per race as well as the end of the season. So that money is going to, you know, the top 10 drivers or the top 10 finishers, I do believe. We will go to my note here. Let me pull these up real quick. Okay, yes, the cash payout to the top 10 finishers, folks. It's based on a percentage of race entry fees collected over the course. So that the reason they do that is to get, you know, more competitive driving and to more and people to be more consistent here, or try to be every time this league goes to race. So you gotta think, you know, you put 10 in, you could win more than $10, folks. So something to think about here for the Ohio IndyCar League. You also win an additional $2 for the most laps led and $1 for the fastest lap of the race. So see, yet again, you can win those with a maximum right there of $2. So to go over how they do this, you're racing for points, but they're using a simple point system here. 33 points for the winner and descending down to 1 point for 33rd. So you basically lose a 1 point past the first position here. That's the way they do it. Now, 10% of each monthly purse is collected for the season point winner. So you're racing for cash and a season point. Like I said earlier, folks, the system is designed to get drivers to race consistently each month. A small percentage of each monthly purse is moved to the following race to help boost that purse as well. So it does move about. Sorry for the pause there, folks. I thought I was having some OBS issues, and I wanted to make sure everything was working properly. Standard iRacing rules will apply here. No admin during the race unless a black flag is caused by an iRacing glitch. Black flags can be cleared during practice and qualifying. Black flags, cautions, and possible disqualifications will be thrown as needed. That is the rules as it stands here. Of course, I am sure more rules will follow throughout the season to come here for the Ohio IndyCar League. Well, let's get to the sponsors here, folks, for MaxSpeedTV. We have a Walt's Beard Company here, the official grid sponsor of MaxSpeedTV. Sim Speed Shop for all your iRacing, sim racing needs here. Button boxes, hand brakes, anything of that nature. They also do custom button boxes. So if you want a custom one made for your specific needs, check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/SimSpeedShop. Also, their website at www.simspeedshop.com. HomeNet hosting and a PC repair. They host websites and, of course, repair computers. And if you want a website created and you mention MaxSpeedTV, I do believe they will waive all the first month fees for your website to get everything started for you. So, HomeNet hosting and a PC repair. Glad to have you on board here. Elite 7 Racing, the official dirt team of MaxSpeedTV. And of course, we cannot forget the Ohio IndyCar League, who we are here with tonight. They also are a sponsor for MaxSpeedTV. So not only we are grateful here at MaxSpeedTV to have them on board as a sponsor, but a league also we will be broadcasting, as you see, one race a month, folks. So please stay tuned for that. It should be a fantastic race here. Right now, I'm showing about, like I said, 8 drivers in the lobby here. Now, their next race for the Ohio IndyCar League will not be until May the 12th. They will be at Indy for 100 laps. Same time, same place here on MaxSpeedTV. And we might have a sponsor on board for that one. We'll get with Doug before that race even starts to get confirmation for that. But it should be a fun event here. Right now, they're all sitting on pit road. Well, most of them are. Tim Ranger's out there in his Subway number 70 machine. Looks like going to pull some laps here at Kansas. Now, they are pulling, like I said, folks, 120 laps here going down through the pre-race analysis here. You got wind speed going out of the north at 2 miles an hour. Air temp 78 degrees, humidity 55. Track temp also 78 degrees, fog 0%. They do get one fast repair, and they have a 15x incident limit. So, of course, down there in the tire window, I did put the track temp, which is a 78. But pit road speed, 45 miles an hour here tonight for these racers here at Kansas. I can't say a gentleman because we do have a female out there, or a woman, I should say, racing. So Michelle Rangers, the wife of Tim Rangers, who we are on right now, out there racing here as well. So I wonder if we're going to have a little rivalry between them two. I don't know. Hopefully we don't, but you know, it is a racing, and they are both going to be fighting for a win. So I guess we'll see as the race progresses. So we've got about 2.5 minutes here, folks, before they start qualifying. Now, qualifying is going to be a little bit longer than normal. Usually it's about 10 minutes or so, but they have extended it to 15 minutes. So I guess once they decide that enough, you know, they have had enough of qualifying, they, you know, may advance it. But it is going to be right now at 15 minutes qualifying. So, but I am Joshua Medlock here on the mic for MaxSpeedTV, here with the Ohio IndyCar League. I do see a few that we are missing here this evening, but still got a good field here. See, I'm not seeing, I do have a list here of the people who have, you know, paid their fee here this evening. So I'm not seeing Brandon Carl yet enter the lobby here. Of course, he still has plenty of time to do so. I was informed that Josh Boyer would probably not make it this evening, as there is things he is doing. So Josh, hopefully we see you next month, bud. Brandon, I hope we see you next month, man. So if you don't make it here tonight. All right, it looks like it will end a practice here. They are going to be going into qualifying here momentarily, folks. We will get the qualifying box in here for everybody out there. Still about, like I said, folks, 15 minutes of qualifying is a rather lengthy qual, but like I told Doug, you know, he's got to do what you got to do. And, you know, he did ask me if it was okay, and I said yes. So, you know, it is what it is. But it'll go by pretty quickly, as right now we will have some times coming in. And yes, we do. Looks like Tyler Graff there in the number 26 machine did have pole for a minute, but Tim Rangers there in that 70 machine will grab the pole so far here. Now, there's some people that have not took to the track. Here comes Kenneth Akeley there. Now, this is open qualifying, so draft is going to play a little bit of a factor here. This, you know, during a qual, get the draft off the car in front of you. Get the fastest speed you can. Alrighty, folks, time still coming in here, and it looks like now Tyler does have the pole so far in that number 26 machine with a 24.756. So quick time here coming in by Tyler. That did push Tim in that number 70 back to third. Right now, Doug Kennedy in the fourth spot, Douglas Rice in fifth, Kenneth Akeley in a sixth, or Ackley. I'll say Ackley until I am told otherwise. Will be in the sixth spot there. Now, Michelle is back here in the seventh spot, and Ken Banks out on the track is currently eighth. So we got 8 drivers out here, folks. You know, it's not a huge field, but these IR18 cars are pretty quick. They are Indy cars. I wouldn't say they are like the DW12s, in my opinion. I have not drove the IR18s really at all, so I'm not very familiar with them, but I am familiar with the DW12, so maybe we will learn something throughout the season here, and maybe I can actually get into one of the vehicles in an official race and maybe learn something. Steve Bowman now in that number 89 machine has grabbed the pole with a 24.453. Now, they do get one reset during the race, and, you know, hopefully we go 120 laps green flag, but we know how these things can get squirrely when they lose fuel. It really lightens up the car, so they get really squirrely, and you can wreck. So hopefully they, you know, they kind of pit when needed. Sorry, folks, yawning here. Hopefully they pit when, you know, they need to, and don't let that thing get out of control, because when you lose control of something going 100 and something miles an hour, as we go and look, Tim Rangers there doing 219 miles an hour going into the corner, and he's still pushing a whole lot of speed coming out of it. You lose control over these vehicles, and it can be very detrimental to you, as those cars, when you get damaged, they lose speed. These cars rely on a lot of aerodynamics, so you know, it's all going to depend on how well they take care of their car through the 120 laps they are doing here tonight. Like I said, folks, this is the Kansas Cowardly Line 120. This is actually called the Money on the Line series, the first season for the Ohio IndyCar League. That's why there's a lot of that's why there is fees for that. They've called it the Money on the Line series, because you're racing for that, and you're also racing for points and a championship. So keep that in mind if anybody out there wants to join the Ohio IndyCar League. Anybody, it doesn't matter where you're located, you are welcome to join them in the this league here. You can, however, if you want to fill out an application, you can do it on the iRacing directory. When you look under the iRacing Leagues directory and search for the Ohio IndyCar League, you can you can do it through there, or you can apply through an email. You can shoot an email to Ohio IndyCar League at yahoo.com, I believe it is, and the admins will get to it from there. Yes, folks, it is Ohio IndyCar League at yahoo.com. I repeat, Ohio IndyCar League at yahoo.com. There is a $10 entry fee per race. Forward to this for a couple of months, as Steve Bowman on pit road there. Tyler Graff coming off of pit road. It looks like Tim Rangers there coming down pit road. Doug Kennedy still out there on the track. Kenneth Ackley going to be coming, it looks like, down a pit road here. Ken Banks and Michelle also sitting on pit road. So you know, 8 drivers out here, and right now the 89 of Steve Bowman has the pole, and he is sitting on a pit road here too. So You know, with 5 minutes left to go here in qualifying, I am sure they are thinking about what they can do throughout the race to pull ahead of the other drivers. Of course, clean air will play a big factor in it, as well as the draft of the car in front of you. Of course, Kansas is not a big track. It's only a mile and a half track, not a half a mile. It's a mile and a half a track. So, you know, it's big, but it's not big per se. If we can see here, if we go to a scenic view, or, well, that's not going to work. Go to a blimp view here, folks, and we'll kind of look from high in the sky on a blimp view, and you can actually see how the track is laid out here at Kansas. Well, folks, while they are wrapping up a qualifying here, I will be right back. Alrighty, we are back here, folks. Just had to step away real quick and walk upstairs, but I am back. Let's see who we got in chat here. Erico 29. Okay, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna call you 29. Glad to have you in a chat here this evening. Hopefully y'all guys recognize the overlays here. I have made the switch from IRTVO to ATVO. So these are brand new to me, and we are going to try them out here tonight with the Ohio IndyCar League. So a little bit different than what I am used to. But these are some fancy graphics here. Big shout out to the graphic designer. Several of them, too. There's 2 of them. We've got Jason over at ibog.co. Jason Allison does a fantastic job on these. And as well as Charles Wooten, one of the broadcasters for MaxSpeedTV. If there is something Charles knows how to do, he'll do it. If not, well, he goes to Jason. Jason will figure it out. So a big shout out to both of you guys. Of course, a big shout out to Rudy Cummings for allowing us to be a part of the team here at MaxSpeedTV. The owner of MaxSpeedTV, he's been doing this for quite some time. So has several years of experience here doing broadcasting. I have not even been here a year yet, so I'm still fairly new, but I've got some races in my belt. So big shout out to all the fans as well out there. Without you, and of course the leagues, we would not be here without you guys. Of course, if you're new here at MaxSpeedTV, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, you can hit that sponsor button to become an official sponsor of MaxSpeedTV for $4.99 a month. Well, folks, about 1 second of qualifying, and that'll do it, and we will get them on the grid here momentarily. All right, that will do it for qualifying. We will get them on the grid here. Steve Bowman going to come away with the pole here for the Ohio IndyCar League. The Money on the Line series, this is the Kansas Cowardly Lion, 120. So Steve Bowman grabbing the pole with a 24.453. Congratulations, Steve, for getting the pole here for the first race of the season. This, starting on the outside of him will be Douglas Rice. Tyler Graff will be starting in the third spot. Tim Rangers in fourth. Michelle Rangers in fifth. Doug Kennedy in sixth. Kenneth Ackley in seventh. And Ken Banks will be starting in the eighth spot here. And that is all of the drivers we have here this evening. Hopefully we get more throughout of the season, folks. Alrighty, pace car will dive or come out of pit road. Will be a rolling start here. Like I said, Steve Bowman will be grabbing the pole. Get a good shot down there on the track. Make their way on to the back stretch here. Pace car will be diving off momentarily. And we will get the first race of the season underway here. Sharp looking at paint schemes out there for everybody. Alrighty, folks, buckle down. Get ready, because we are about to be underway here. All right, pace car dives in, folks. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Right now, they are getting a single file here for the most part, going around turn one into turn two on to the backstretch here. Tyler Graff started a third all the way up here, now side by side with Steve Bowman, who is going to lead the first lap here of the season opener. Going to be interesting to see, and it looks like Steve Bowman will lead the first lap here. So yes, sirree, I do believe he will get a bonus point for that. They make their way still on to the backstretch here. As he drops it down below the white line and carefully comes back up on to the track. He is blocking the 86 of Douglas Rice there. Now right behind them, though, still trying to make moves, and they're 3 wide up here, folks. 3 wide. Well, they were there for a second there. It looks like Tyler was thinking about it, and as they come onto the front stretch, they'll go almost 3 wide again. They are racing pretty hard up here up front. We will go back here and look here who is in the 4th spot here. Michelle Rangers there started 5th, now up to 4th. Her husband right back here, Tim, racing side by side with her. So there's going to be a battle back here between them two, as Michelle will fall back just a hair there, but back up front. Now it looks like Douglas and Steve are going neck and neck yet again. Steve has led 4 laps, and Douglas has yet to lead a lap. Douglas Rice there. So Douglas is still looking to lead his first lap. He's onto the inside of Steve there. So we will see if Douglas can lead his first lap, and he does there, only by, it looks like he led it only by 33. It was very close, I can assure you that. I'm not going to get all math on that one. 0.33 is what it was, folks. Whoa, look at the move Steve is making. Of course, we cannot forget Tyler either, who is back here in the 3rd spot, still hanging strong with these guys. Now, Tim is up here as well. Doug Kennedy has now moved up into the 5th spot. Kenneth Ackley started 7th and now in 6th. Michelle started 5th. Mired back here in 7th. And oh, we have a tap.
All right, man,
and the caution is out there. Ken Banks and Michelle get into it. We will go back and take a look, folks. We were on Michelle when that happened, but we will go on to Ken here and see kind of what happened here. It looked like Michelle might have tapped the wall a little bit. I'm not sure. Ken got some steam on it to the backstretch here. Kind of takes it low. Not sure what happened there, but oh, it looked like there was a little bit of net code there between them two. I am sure they will go and look at that as well. But yes, that is what happened. It looked like there was some net code. I don't believe Ken even tapped her, but of course that will be looked at over a time. Well, the first caution of the evening here. Now, they do have one reset, and Ken still sitting on a pit road there. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, there he comes. And Michelle also on a pit road there as well. We will pull somebody down here real quick. Steve Bowman, got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, man, real quick. The competition's already fired up front between you three. You, Douglas, and, well, at the time, it was, I believe, Tyler. You mean 9 laps in, and y'all's already battling it out. What's going on down there?
Buddy, it's like nice, tight racing. Having a blast.
Having a blast. All right, Steve. Well, man, we'll let you get back to it, bud, and good luck.
Thank you.
Steve Bowman here, your current leader, has led 7 laps here within the 120 to go, with 120 laps. Now they got like 110 to go. So, you know, they will wind down the laps pretty quickly here, folks, because these cars, they go by around the track pretty fast, about 24, 25 seconds. So, it will be a quick race here. And I'm still seeing Michelle. And there she comes. She is coming out off of the pit road here. So I believe she did use her reset, as well as Ken Banks there. So these guys are getting, and girls are getting double a foul here. So we will actually see how this plays out. Race car dives in. And we'll be starting on lap 11 here once they get to the green flag. Green flag is out. Steve and Douglas got a good jump there together, side by side up front. Douglas Rice will be dominant behind Steve. And back here you've got now Tim Ringers there with Tyler Graff on his tail. Kenneth Ackley back here as well in that Amazon machine. Doug Kennedy has moved up here, started 6th, is now back in 6th. Ken Banks involved in that accident. He is still running back here now in the 7th spot, started 8th. Now Michelle started 5th, currently running into the 8th spot. She is down 2 laps here, but I do believe she did use her reset. So, but all it's going to take is a caution, folks, as we're side by side behind the leaders. Douglas Rice and Tyler Graff was right there together, as Steve Bowman will cross the line first to lead another lap. That makes his 10th lap led here tonight, folks. I hope everybody can hear the cars and me just fine. If not, please let me know in a chat. That way I can make some adjustments. But now, right now, we do have a battle for the 2nd spot. And Tyler Graff and Douglas Rice neck and neck. They are pushing hard behind Steve Bowman here, wanting to get in a command of this race. Now, we can't forget about any of these people back here in the back, because they still have a long race ahead of them. So I wouldn't count out anybody by no means here to come out with the win. Now Steve Bowman up here dominating, but these cars catch the draft so well that it's not allowing Steve to pull away by any means. Douglas Rice, Tyler Graff still right here, 1, 2, 3. Tim Ringers also back here in the 4th spot. Doug Kennedy has now found his way up a spot into 5th. He's got his eye set on Tim there, so these two will be battling out, I'm sure, here momentarily. Kenneth Ackley back here in the 6th spot, up a position from a 7th, and Ken Banks still in the 7th spot. Michelle back here in the 8th position in that purple machine there. 220 miles an hour for Michelle there. She entered the corner. And, of course, when she comes out of the corner, she will be around the 217, 218 mark and on to the back stretch of a 222 miles an hour. That is a very fast indeed. Battle up front here, still brewing between these gentlemen up here. Tyler Graff looking to lead his first lap, and he will do it, folks. he will edge out there of Steve Bowman to lead his first lap of the race. So all three of these gentlemen up front here have led at least one lap. Steve Bowman has led 17 of them so far. Douglas Rice has led 2, and Tyler just led his first lap and will come to the line to lead his second lap of the race. Even for such a short field here tonight, they're making it look like it's a 33-car field and or even better than that. And these guys are racing hard up front. Looks like Douglas Rice has kind of backed it off just a little bit. Gonna follow behind these guys. He started second, currently running in the third spot. So kind of backed it off. Kenneth Ackley here also looks like is not really pushing the issue much. As up front, though, I'm still showing a battle for first. That number 89 machine of Steve Bowman fighting hard to the outside. That 26 of Tyler Graff right there on that low side. Preferred line, it looks like there as they cross the line. And Tyler will lead his fourth lap, still side by side up here up front. Battle for first. Well, we are at lap number 25 here, folks. Be on lap 26 here momentarily here in about, I would say 24 seconds or so as these cars go around the track quickly. They are coming around turn 3 and to 4 back on to the trial we'll hear up on the front. So, yeah, Tyler Graff is still in a command here. We look at the leader here. I mean, right now the leader is saying Tyler Graff, but I wouldn't put it past Steve Bowman there to still battle him out for position, as Tyler will yet again across the line first to lead another lap, and that will make his 7th lap led here. Steve Bowman led 17. They're still battling out, I'm sure, for the most laps led because you win money. So, you know, you're going to battle it out for the most laps led. You know, you get the most laps led, you win some money. You know, hey, it is what it is. A little bit of information here. The Douglas Rice up here currently in third. Raced in the real life in SCCA Autocross. So he was a real life SCCA racer here. And of course he also owns a red 2016 Corvette D51. Douglas, I want your car, bud. Douglas Rice, I really want your car, man. That's a pretty car, I am sure. You'll have to send me some pictures of it later. So a little bit of background about Douglas Rice here, running in that third spot. Steve Bowman in a second here. A little bit of information about Steve. He is the iRace 2017 Grand Touring Rookie Champ. So he has got some championships under his books there, as he is trying to still get around Tyler Graff there, and he will do it to lead that lap, it looks like. And no, that would have been Tyler in that 26 machine. I got those cars confused, my bad. But anyways, back to Steve. His dad raced also in the SPCA as well. So a little bit of background about two of the drivers that are out here. Pretty neat indeed. That is your top 5 after 32 laps here, folks. Kraft, Bowman, Ackley, Rice, and Rangers. Now, that will be Tim Rangers there, and I will actually get the correct pronunciation of his name hopefully later on. So, Tim, if I am saying your last name wrong, sorry. We go back up front here still. We have a battle still up front here as everybody has pretty much joined the competition up front. Now we have a 4-car battle here. Got Tyler Graff there, Steve Bowman fighting out of the outside. Kenneth Ackley there now in the 3rd spot. And Douglas Rice has stuck his nose in. He wants a piece of it as well. Now Kenneth has not yet led any laps here, but he is not far from it. So, you know, he's sitting comfortably in a 3rd, and it looks like Kenneth, what is Kenneth doing? He is slowing down here. It looks like he may be coming to pit road here, folks. Yes, he is. Kenneth Ackley coming down a pit road here. He makes his way down to his pit stall there to get the tires and the fuel needed. Jack's under, well, you don't really have a jack, it's air. Air is on it, up and away, I am sure, in very, very close. Stop time is going to be around the... He's still sitting on pit road. 23-second mark. Now Douglas Rice and Steve Bowman have also elected to come down a pit road as well. So we got a couple of takers here coming down pit road. Steve Bowman started a first-year pole sitter, led 17 laps, now has fallen back to 6th. But we are under a green flag stops here, and right now Tyler Graff going to be adding to his most laps led here, currently with a 19 as he crossed the line there. But I'm sure that number 26 machine knows that these guys behind him and girls have probably pitted, and he is well aware they are going to be on fresher tires too. So what is Tyler going to do over a time? Folks, I hope everybody is enjoying the new overlays. I'm trying not to go as quick as I usually do because I don't know what it'll do, if it'll freeze or not. I've had some issues with ATVO freezing, and that's because I was clicking too fast. So I'm trying to slow down just a little bit. But right now, Kenneth Ackley going to be coming down pit road as well. So it looks like the only 2 left on the lead lap was Tyler Graff and Ken Banks there. Ken Banks currently now in a 2nd. Tyler Graff currently in a 1st, started a 3rd. Douglas Rice in the 3rd spot here, started a 2nd. Steve Bowman in a 4th, started a 1st. He is your pole sitter. Doug Kennedy started 6th, currently 5th. Tim Ringers started 4th, currently in the 6th spot. Michelle Ringers coming out pit road, started 5th, currently in the 7th position. Kenneth Ackley is still sitting on a pit road here. I'm sure he's assessing something there if he's sitting on pit road that long. And it looks like we still have people coming down a pit road. And Ken Banks coming down pit road did lead a lap there. So he will get a bonus point for that, I do believe. Well, I unfortunately exited out of it, folks. So, right now, Tyler Graff up here has led 23 laps. And here comes Steve Bowman, though, has now knocked down the time. Started first, currently a third. He is wanting to lead the most laps, as I believe Tyler has yet to pit here. And I am sure he is just waiting for the right time to do so. We will ride along with somebody here. I'm just trying to decide who to ride along with right now. You know what? We will ride along with Doug Kennedy here. This is a cockpit view from Doug Kennedy. The on-board cam presented by TND Rustic Decor there. Also a sponsor, I believe, to MaxSpeedTV as well, but a big shout out to them. TND Rustic Decor, rustic decorative items. They, some amazing products they do make. So I've seen some of the images and some of the products they make. I don't own any of them personally, but they are pretty indeed. So check them guys out on Facebook at TND Rustic Decor for amazing decorative items for just about anything. Hello, MaxSpeedTV. In a chat here this evening. I appreciate it. Not sure if it's Charles or Rudy, but I hope it looks good here. We're riding along here with Doug Kennedy, the owner of the Ohio IndyCar League. Just pick somebody to go on board with. We don't have a big field here tonight, folks, if you're just tuning in. Only 8 drivers here this evening, but it is Kansas. And yes, we have had a caution here this evening. Unfortunately, once I figure out where the button is for the caution. There it is. We have had one caution for 3 laps. Right now we have about 69 laps to go, with 5 lead changes. Oh, it does look good, though, having these overlays here. Made the switch over today. Actually, I got with Charles there, and he hooked me up and showed me how to do everything to get everything lined up. So we will be officially going over to a TVO, folks. So all the leagues that I do, for MaxSpeedTV, this is the official graphics that me personally will be going over. So, and of course, a side note here, as we still are with Doug Kennedy, if you look on the bottom of the driver bar there, you will see his name, his number, and in between there is a picture. You can actually send a picture to us of yourself. We will crop it out and put you in that, and whenever the driver bar pops up, that will show you instead of that fake driver there in that little driver bar. So that's some amazing stuff you can do with a TVO. But back up front, still Tyler Graff now has led 34 laps here this evening, 35 officially as it updated, and he is dominating here so far. Douglas Rice has led 2. Steve Bowman has led 17 laps. And it looks like we might have our first official retiree of the evening. And we do. Kenneth Ackley deciding to take it. His IR-18 behind the wall. And hopefully get ready for the Ohio IndyCar League at Indy on May the 12th here on MaxSpeedTV for 100 laps. It will be a fun race there indeed. Hopefully we can get a bigger field for Indy there. For the Indy, well, I'm not sure how big Indy is. What is it, like 2 miles or something? I know it's a big track, folks. You can be kind and leave us a tip there by tapping that little dollar sign down below. It is much appreciated here at MaxSpeedTV. And thank you so much to all the sponsors out there. And we will go over them again here. Walt's Beard Co., the official sponsor of the grid here this evening. Them Speed Shop for all your button boxes and handbrakes. Visit them at simspeedshop.com. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/simspeedshop. HomeNet hosting and PC repair. They actually have a thing going on right now that if you mention MaxSpeedTV, that you heard it on our broadcast, they will actually give you your first month free to get everything started. They'll waive all the fees and get everything going for everybody. And great to have them on board. Elite 7 Racing, the official dirt team of MaxSpeedTV. And of course, yet again, can't forget the Ohio IndyCar League, who we are with here this evening. One of the sponsors of MaxSpeedTV, as well as the league that decided to come on board and have us broadcast their races. So great to have all of our sponsors on board. And a big shout out to everybody out there tuning in this evening. Fans, leagues, you know, whatever the case may be. Without you guys, we would not be able to do this. So thank you so much. Nate, Dean, there's not a whole lot of cars here this evening. This is a new league here. They're trying to get drivers to join. So, I mean, they have had one caution here, almost at the very beginning, bud. Nice to have you in chat, I know, but, you know, it's, you know, if you know anybody that wants to join the Ohio IndyCar League, you don't have to live in Ohio to do so, folks, by the way. He has opened it up to everybody to join. Of course, there is a $10 race fee, so it's $10 per race, but you can win money. You win money, you get points, you can win a championship. And, of course, some of the fees also help the broadcasting as well. Of course, I do talk to Doug Kennedy pretty much every week. So, but if you know of anybody out there who wants to join the Ohio IndyCar League, please give them a shout-out. Send them to iRacing. Tell them to look up the Ohio IndyCar League on the Elite directory. And, of course, if they can't do that, they can send the Ohio IndyCar League a email at Ohio IndyCar League at yahoo.com. So please do so, as they are trying to get more drivers. now, though. Tyler Graff there still holding strong up here up front in that first position. Led 47 laps here. We are over the halfway point, as 60 laps was the halfway point. So we are over that, folks. Now Douglas Rice back here in the second position. He's about a 2.16 seconds in behind the car in front of him, and the car behind him is about almost 5 seconds behind him. They are spread out just a little bit. We do have several people a lap down here. I see Steve Bowman there currently running in the third spot. Doug Kennedy in the fourth spot. Ken Banks running up here in the fifth spot. He's actually behind the leader, the number 26 of Tyler Graff there. Alrighty, folks, we are going to go right along with somebody else here. We're going to go, whoa, it looks like Tim might have had a moment there. I'm not sure. Well, we got people coming down pit road here, so it might be another round of pit stops here for these ladies and gentlemen here. Or lady, I should say, lady and gentlemen, as Michelle is on pit road. And we also have Douglas Rice, Steve Bowman, Doug Kennedy, and Tim also on pit road, or coming down pit road as well. We'll let all the pit stops cycle through before we decide to ride along with a driver here. I do have a crank it up cam for Kansas, but there's not a lot of vehicles, not a lot of drivers here this evening. So I really don't want to go do it. I would rather do the on board cameras and watch these lady and gentleman here, what they have to go through around Kansas. Tyler Graff, and now coming off of pit road here, deciding to make his pit stop. Now that will give the lead up to Ken Banks. So Ken Banks will have the lead, but he is going to come down a pit road here, getting it woed down here as we look at the pit speed here. 45 mile an hour pit road speed, folks. So they've got to get it woed down quickly, as now it looks like the lead will be back up to Tyler Graff there, dominating the race tonight, folks. We've only had one retiree so far in Kenneth Ackley here, so I'm not sure if Kenneth wants to talk or not. I do see him in TeamSpeak, so Kenneth, if you want to say a word or two on the stream, make sure you give me a poke, or tell Charles up there to poke me, and we will get you down here. With the field spread out here, folks, it's going to be very, very difficult for anybody to catch Tyler here in that number 26 IR18 machine. Douglas Rice is in a second, Steve Bowman in third, Doug Kennedy in a fourth, and a lap down here is Ken Banks. Kim Ringers there in the sixth spot. Michelle Ringers is still sitting on a pit road there, folks, and she is currently in the 7th position. Well, tomorrow night, folks, MaxSpeedTV will be live again here for, well, actually in the afternoon we'll be live for the TND short track series at Richmond at 3 o'clock Eastern time, 2 o'clock Central time. That will be commentated by Charles Wooten, as well as myself in the second chair. So tune in for that race. And of course, the Sim Racing Authority Somewhere Saloon Truck Series will be, I believe, at Laguna Seca for a road course. So that is going to be interesting as well to watch. And I will be in the booth tomorrow night with Rudy Cummings, broadcasting that race with him. So I've got myself a double race tomorrow, which it ain't hard. You know, I love doing it, folks. So it's makes out for a great race. You will, of course, learn the tracks that they are on, you know, over time. So please be sure to check us out at MaxSpeedTV.com. If you're new to MaxSpeedTV as well. Of course, if you're new to the live stream here tonight, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you know, like what you see here. Of course, this is a low car count, I know, but Doug was expecting it to be kind of low because it, you know, they are just starting. So, you know, give it time, folks. They will build up to, I'm sure, a good sized field over time, and we will have some great racing with these guys. I mean, this is, you know, great racing indeed. Only a one caution here this evening, and right now they have been a green flag pretty much all the way. So give it time, folks. We're doing what we can to get Doug some more racers. He's doing what he can. So you know, if we can get 33, if we can get the max drivers, awesome. But these guys will be at Indy, like I said, folks. In May the 12th for 100 laps. Of course, Monday night we will also be back live here on MaxSpeedTV for the Sim Racing Authority Tornado Tailgater Series. And I'm not sure where they're racing at this week, but Rudy Cummings will be commentating that as well, with Jeff Dotson in the booth with him. And also Monday night, the UCR Truck Series at Dover for 134 laps. Will be at 8:45 Eastern Time, 7:45 Central Standard Time. commentated by myself, Joshua Medlock. In the booth with me that night will be Anthony Titchener, the owner of ECR. So please mark your calendars, subscribe, hit the little bell if you're on regular YouTube. You'll get notifications turned on, and when MaxSpeedTV goes live, it will automatically notify you that a race is on. Well, enough about that, folks. We are going to ride along with a driver here. We're going to go back to the Subway number 70 machine of Tim Ringers here. We're going to ride along with him for a little bit. Alrighty, folks, riding along there with Tim Ringers there. 2 laps down, but he is still out here currently in the 5th spot here, turning laps. Now, we do have 2 sitting on a pit road, Ken Banks and Michelle Ringers as well on a pit road. So, I am sure they're addressing some issues there with their machines. But back up front, still dominating, led 75 laps here tonight. Tyler Graff there just got out front and pulled away. Now Douglas Hess is back here running in the 2nd position here. If we go on to Tyler here and we look back forward, let's see here. Yeah, if we look back behind him, we don't really see anybody at the moment, but if you wait a minute, you will see a speck come around the corner there. He is about a length away from the person behind him, and I believe that would be the 2nd place of Douglas Price. Now if we go on to Douglas, now Douglas is just crossing the line, so it's not a Douglas there. Let me see if I can find out who is in between the leader, Tyler Graff, and Douglas Rice here. Now Douglas is going to come down to a pit road here and get the tires 45 miles an hour pit road speed, as he does drop it down below, and it looks like he is I believe it. Yeah, it is 45, folks. So well, it may be different for the IndyCar. I don't know, but it says 45. But anyways, Douglas Ross is in his pit stall there, and he will be pulling out momentarily. Now, Steve Bowman now back in the lead here, as Tyler Graff going to come down a pit road here, led 79 laps. Now that will give the lead up to Steve Bowman, our pole setter, who is now back up front here with less than 20 to go. What is Steve got to do to come home victorious here tonight, knowing that Tyler does have the most laps led here this evening? Right, and now, you know, Steve did pass Tyler to put Tyler a lap down, but Tyler Graff right there going to fight hard on that outside to get around him, but unfortunately not going to be able to do it on that lap. So right now, Steve Bowman, the only one on the lead lap here. Of course, if Steve was to pit, the gentlemen who are a lap down, Tyler Graff, Douglas Rice, and Doug Kennedy, would, I'm sure, get their lap back if they can get around before Steve gets off of pit road. But right now, Steve, the only one on the lead lap. And Tyler will get his lap back as he does pass Steve Bowman there. But Steve is still in the lead here, and I'm sure he is probably thinking about maybe pitting. I am not sure. It could be saving fuel, could be saving some tires, or just might even want to make it a great finish here toward the end as we are 14 to go. No, Steve is going to come down a pit road. Now, can Tyler make it back around the track before Steve gets off? And I'm sure he can, as these cars are very, very quick. Tyler Graff now on the backstretch here, coming around turn 3 into 4. Steve Bowman has yet to make, to end up in his pit stall there. So Tyler Graff will go into the lead here. To lead more laps to go along with what he has right now, which is 79 laps that he has led tonight in that 26 machine. But that did put Douglas Rice and Doug Kennedy back on the lead lap here. Doug Kennedy is a lap down. It just updated on me. So yes, he is still a lap down. Going back here into the second spot, Douglas Rice here, about 7 seconds behind the leader of Tyler. Steve Bowman about 15 seconds behind the leader. And of course, Doug Kennedy a lap down here this evening in that number 88 machine. Kim Ringers, Ken Banks, and Michelle Ringers. Now Michelle's still sitting on pit road there, but she is still in the lobby here. Ken Banks, the last one here on the track, currently in the 6th spot. like somebody got a little squirrely there. That was Ken Banks there in that number 12 machine, trying to let the leaders go by. And it looks like maybe something's wrong with his car there. He's getting a little squirrely there. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with Ken's car, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that as Tyler Graff has less than 7 laps to go. Well, 7 laps to go here to come home victorious here this evening for the Money on the Line series at Kansas. The Kansas Cowardly Lion for the Ohio IndyCar League. This is the season opener here. This is a 9-month season, and they only race one time a month. The second Saturday of each month is when they are raced. So a good race here this evening. Like I said, folks, a low car count, but yet this is a new league that Doug Kennedy has put together here. So give a shout outs to Doug for doing what he is doing, and hopefully we can get some more drivers here. We would have had more, but there are people that were doing other things this evening. Josh Boyer being one of them could not make it here tonight, so we would have had 9 drivers. But hey, Josh, not a big deal, bud. You got to do what you got to do, man. Real life comes before racing, before sim racing. So, hopefully we will see you in the next race at Indy. But give some more driver information as we are three to go about Doug Kennedy here. He is a residential and commercial roofing consultant, and he is also a dog lover. He owns a Great Dane, one of the big dogs that are out of there, one of the big canines, I should say. Of course, they get bigger, but he is a dog lover, has his big Great Dane. So he has shown me pictures of his Great Dane, a beautiful, beautiful animal. Back up front, though, as Tyler Graff will across the line here. This is the one to go here. I am sure if Tyler can do it, he will cross the line and come home victorious here. 2 more turns for Tyler. Led 91 laps here. Across the line, it will be a 92 here. So Tyler Graff coming home for the season opener for the Ohio IndyCar League Money on the Line series at Kansas. Alrighty, folks. Well, congratulations to Tyler for grabbing the victory here. We are going to step away real quick. We will be right back for your post-race interviews here momentarily. Alrighty, folks, we are back live here with the Ohio IndyCar League. Now we're gonna start here with third place here. Steve Bowman, you got a copy, bud?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Steve, you came in 2-9. Now this is the season opener. A little lower of a car count because you had some people that were doing some real life things, but 8 cars here tonight. Y'all did have one caution. You did lead 24 laps, grabbed the pole, started strong. Kind of talk about what to expect going on throughout the season, knowing y'all's only racing once a month, but you did have a strong car out here tonight.
Yeah, the turnout was decent. You can always hope for more cars, but hopefully as we go through the season, we'll add a few drivers here and there. Hopefully the ones that are here will stick with it. And yeah, it was tight racing there that first segment. I probably lost some time on the pit stops.
Well, it was a tight racing at the beginning. I mean, y'all even made it look like there was 33 cars out there at the beginning fighting for position up front, going 3 wide at times. Kind of talk about that. I mean, it's a night race from what I could see. Was it tight going around the corners, or was it loose at times?
Oh, this car on this track pretty stable. It's I wouldn't call it loose. It was a good drive.
All right, Steve, man. Well, one more question for you before we let you go celebrate. May 12th will be the second race of the season here, going into Indy for 100 laps. Now, that's a bigger track than what Kansas is. Kind of talk about that, knowing you have a month to prepare for that race.
Yeah, Indy's a totally different track than this. It's you just run some laps and you get some experience. I've run there before, nothing too exciting, but we're looking forward to it.
All right, Steve. Well, I just wanted to say, congratulations on a third place here. Also, I wanted to give you a congratulations for your iRacing 2017 Grand Touring Rookie Championship there. I did not know that, so congratulations on that. A little late, but congratulations anyhow.
Yeah, thanks. I'm not sure how prestigious that really is, but I did race hard.
Well, you got a championship, man. That's it. It goes in the books, and you are a champion. But man, go celebrate third place here tonight, and we will see you next month on May 12th at Indy, bud.
Sounds great.
All righty. Is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to?
Oh, not right now. I don't have any sponsors yet.
All right, Steve, man. We'll see you next month, bud.
Yeah, great. You too.
All righty, folks. Well, that will bring us to a second place here. Douglas Rice. So let me get everything situated. Now, Douglas, I know you got a copy. You led 2 laps here tonight, so you'll get a bonus point for that. But you finished where you started, tight racing up front. Kind of talk about what we were just talking to Steve about, how close it was at the beginning.
Yeah, those first 20 laps were exciting. 3 wide at times, just trying to feel out each other, trying to figure out how much room we're going to give each other. But a lot of good racing, tight, aggressive. We tore our tires up, so we had to pit a little early. But yeah, it made for an exciting first stint there.
Well, we know the track temp was 78 degrees. Of course, pit speed only 45 miles per hour. Y'all really had to get that car woed down to 45 before entering pit road. Was there times where you didn't think you was going to get it down and maybe take a speeding penalty?
That very last stop, I was right on the line when I crossed the line there. I wasn't sure. But actually, I'd slowed down too fast, too early, because when I was practicing doing pit stops, I was doing it with a full loaded car, and so I was with an empty car. I could have broke a little later, so it threw off my timing a little bit. So yeah, I squeaked in just under the wire. Didn't get a black flag there, but Tyler, he must have done some great pit stops there, because every time we pitted, he gained a couple seconds on me. Seemed like.
All right, Douglas Rice here. So a quick question for you. I've got a couple more questions, and we'll let you go. We're going to get to the next race on the list here for you guys. Of course, Indy, a totally different track as what Kansas is. It's basically a rectangle. So going into that race, knowing the turns are a lot sharper there. What's your mindset a month away going into that?
Yeah, probably not going to be quite as aggressive in that race, because, I mean, on the straights, of course, you're just drafting, but yeah, one small inch mistake there on one of those turns and your race is over real quick. So yeah, hoping to be very consistent and probably playing a little safe in those corners, especially if there's other cars right around you.
Exactly. Well, another thing is what I understand and the information I got, you actually raced in real life SCCA autocross?
Yeah, the Ohio SCCA Solo 2 series. Had a little car that I would go down on the weekends and do a little solo racing, which is just like a little road course set up with cones in an empty parking lot and time against you with everybody. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we have I guess a real life SCCA autocross driver here with us this evening, racing in the Ohio IndyCar League. And of course, the biggest thing, I'm sure you're going to hear it on stream from me earlier. I want your car, man.
Yeah, I get that a lot. So yeah, it's basically our kid, so gets a lot of attention.
Exactly. Well, man, go celebrate second place here for the season opener. Low car count, but hopefully throughout the season we can get more drivers here with you. We probably would have had about 9 or 10, maybe 11 if, in real life stuff didn't happen for other people. But hey, it's real life. You really can't do nothing about it. So, but man, go celebrate second place. Is there somebody you want to thank or give a shout out to this evening?
I always thank my wife for letting me just play around all the time like a big kid. So, but yeah, we're looking forward to the next race, and thanks MaxSpeedTV for making this kind of professional for everybody, and look forward to the next race.
All right, Douglas, man. Well, we will see you at an Indy in 1 month's time, bud. So go celebrate, bud.
Will do. Thanks.
All right, well, that will bring us to our winner here this evening here for the Ohio IndyCar League. A dominating performance by Tyler Graff. Now, Tyler, am I saying your last name correctly?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, I just making sure because I didn't want to butcher it like I butchered everybody else's last name.
You're
so,
good.
Well, you started third, man. You moved your way up front very, very closely. Now, you guys were battling for, like they were saying, the first 20 or 25 laps or so there, but you managed to sneak your way into first. Now, once you got up there, it was over. You never looked back other than the pit strategies playing into effect. You gave up first place for pit, but you gained it back soon after that. Talk about what it took just to get up front.
The first 15 or so laps, I just kind of sat back and just kind of tried to watch what they were doing, where they were entering the corners, where they were entering the apron, and basically waited for that lap where I made the move, and basically just waited to the right time to set it up, and I knew I was quick out front. It's just with the draft, sometimes it takes a little bit to get away, so the pit stops definitely were the advantage tonight. I probably did about 20 practice pit stops in the practice during the practice session, so definitely that paid off.
Well, some information that I didn't get beforehand, which is fine. What was the fuel run that y'all could have done on a full green flag run? Do you know?
It was either 31 or 41 laps. I don't remember the exact number. I just use sim racing apps, so I don't really have to keep track of it. But it was 31 or 41, one of the two.
Okay, so 31 or 41, somewhere around in there. Okay, so yeah, you know that seems like a lot of laps for a Indy car, which that's what the IR18 is. But those laps go by quickly. Talk about the speeds y'all were pulling, man. 222 miles an hour. Come on.
It actually doesn't feel that fast in between the pit stop cycles when you're by yourself. On the old tires, and you catch when you catch another car, it definitely feels a lot faster and you lose grip. But once you're into that rhythm down around the white line, which the setup allowed us to do, it was pretty controllable. Only really felt really fast once you got in the aero push a little bit.
All right, well, you will come home tonight with the most laps led, also with the victory here. You led 92 laps once you got out front. So, you know, with this being the Money on the Line series, of course, you know, money involved, you're going to win some money. So, kind of talk about that, you know, knowing what this series is about. Your take on that.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to race for a purse. I've actually never done that, so it was definitely something a little different mindset, maybe being a little bit more conservative going in for the first few laps to make it to the end. But yeah, I'm pumped for the rest of the season. Hopefully the car count goes up with Indy coming. It probably will. So yeah, I'm just excited to see what the rest of the season holds.
All right, Tyler. Well, talking about Indy, it is in a month's time here, May 12th. That was actually my next question to you. You bigger track than what Kansas is. So talk about Indy, knowing that the corners are a little bit tighter. You have to really, you know, judge where you're going to make your turn, your entry in.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience at Indy. The previous league that I ran with, I actually won 2 championships in the final race at that track. So I've done a ton of laps there, and if assuming I'm able to make it, if my karting schedule doesn't get in the way, I'll be there for sure.
Well, you have a month away to get that schedule straightened out.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Well, Tyler Graff here coming home with the season opener here for the Ohio IndyCar League. Tyler, is there anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to for your victory here tonight?
Yeah, Curtis Martin, great spotter. He called it perfectly the entire race, and to NLR Sim Racing, my team, and all the sponsors on my car. I had Cartoon Heart clothing on there tonight, and yeah, just thanks to all those guys, and it's cool to win the first race.
All right, Tyler. Well, hopefully we will see you in a month's time at Indy, man. You're going to have to work around that schedule because you got momentum going into that.
Yeah, I should be able to make it. Usually the kart races are over by about 4 o'clock Central Time, so I should be able to make it.
Oh, I'm Central.
Breaks.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm Central Time too, so you know. But well, Tyler, I don't have anything about your biography, so you know, kind of, you know, since I don't have anything, kind of, you know, what do you do for, you know, outside of iRacing?
I am a full-time graphic designer. Full-time / part-time. It depends on what I actually get paid for. I do a lot of stuff for charity. I race the go-karts, like I said. I've ran open wheel cars. I'm in school full-time, so I'm pretty busy, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So.
All right, got your whole life ahead of you, Tyler, I am sure. But man, we're gonna let you go celebrate here, bud. Congratulations on the first win of the season opener here at Kansas for the Ohio IndyCar League, bud.
Awesome, thank you.
Man, go celebrate.
Yep, thank you, and thank you to the Douglas for putting this all together.
Oh yeah, Douglas doing what he can to, you know, get the league going. So I'm sure we're gonna have a bigger car count by the next race, man.
Oh, for sure.
Exactly. Well, go celebrate, Tyler. I don't want to keep you waiting.
All right, thank you.
Well, all right. Congratulations again to Tyler Graff here coming home with the win here. We're gonna get down to the results here. Tyler Graff going to come home with the win here. It looks like Douglas Rice will be second. Steve Bowman in third. Doug Kennedy in the fourth spot here. Tim Ringers will be finishing in the fifth spot. Ken Banks in the sixth spot. I'll get that out in a minute. Michelle Ringers will finish in the seventh spot. And, of course, Kenneth Ackley will finish in the eighth spot. Well, that will do it here for Max Speed TV, folks. So, tune in tomorrow night, like I said earlier, for the TND Short Track Series, 2 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 o'clock Eastern. Then we will be at, looks like Lucas Oil. And, of course, tomorrow, no, that's, well, I'm looking at the wrong one. Whoops, my bad. Let me go rephrase that. They'll be at Richmond tomorrow for the TND Short Track Series, and of course, Sim Racing Authority Somewhere Saloon Truck Series, sponsored by the Somewhere Saloon in Cannon City, Colorado. They will be at the Laguna Seca for the road course, so you could check us out there on Max Speed TV. Eli Hinton. Well, I see you in the chat, bud. And if I've got time, I will probably I will jump over there, man. But that will wrap it up here for Max Speed TV here. So until next time, folks, stay safe and have a good night.